What's up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. These are my Draftkings MMA picks for UFC 274. We have Charles Oliveira going against Justin Gaethje.
I need all the wins, yeah. Harder than all that is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
And we are back breaking down another UFC card from a DraftKings perspective. This week, a banger of a card, 15 fights. We have UFC 274. Cannot wait to break this one down. Before we get started and get into it all, if you guys can please leave a like on the video, subscribe here to the channel if you have not already. That is much appreciated. And it is May 1st. That means it is a great time to sign up on DFSbythenumbers.com. With that, the $10 DFS package, you get access to my MMA model, MMA lineup optimizer, huge value there. My DFS articles, premium projections, access to Discord, GPP lineup percentages, targets, rankings, and much more. $10 a month or $2.50 per week. Can't get much better than that. Feel free to check that out. Link down below. But yeah, it is a pay-per-view. It is a very good card, so I'm going to be doing a giveaway like I like to do for these pay-per-views. The giveaway this week for this pay-per-view is going to be how many points do you think that Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira are going to combine for? Whoever does get closest, $25 to first. If there's a tie, whoever did comment first gets that tiebreaker there. But yeah, how many points do you think that Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje are going to combine for there? But yeah, I think that is about it. Getting content out very early this week. I'm going to be out of town this whole week. Hopefully going to be back Friday or Saturday for some live streams. But yeah, glad DraftKings was able to drop the salaries very early so I could get this video out early as well. So as always, guys, let's talk about the fight doesn't go to decision lines. We have Oliveira Gaethje minus 350. Fight doesn't go to decision, and I just do not see how he do not play this main event. You have Oliveira sitting at 8,500, Justin Gaethje sitting at 7,700. Honestly, like, this might be a fight where I pretty much just, put it straight down the middle. 50% Oliveira, 50% Gaethje, because that's kind of how I see the fight. I think Justin Gaethje has a very good chance to come out here and finish Oliveira very early in the fight. Oliveira got hurt in the first round very bad against Michael Chandler. Oliveira got hurt in the first round very bad against Dustin Poirier. Justin Gaethje is probably going to hurt Oliveira very bad in the first round. It's just, can Oliveira recover from that? Can Oliveira kind of weather the early storm? If the fight does get extended, I actually do favor Oliveira as the fight goes on. And if the fight does hit the mat any type of way, it's going to be Oliveira getting the sub. So this is a fight where I slightly lean Oliveira as far as the pick goes. But, Gaethje 7,700. Oliveira 8,500. I don't see how this fight does not find its way in the optimal lineup. Yet the best fight doesn't go to decision line on the entire card and by a significant margin as well. So, yep, I like that fight. Going to have a ton of it. Next fight. This fight is kind of weird from a DraftKings perspective because we have Chandler Ferguson minus 215. Fight doesn't go to decision. So it's weird because we have Michael Chandler is 9,600, and that is a very hefty price to pay. And I don't necessarily agree with the minus 215 fight doesn't go to decision. Like Tony Ferguson, this guy is about as durable as they get. His only knockout loss comes to Justin Gaethje in a fight where, it was a good stoppage, but, he could have probably kept going, honestly. And it took Justin Gaethje to the 5th round to finish him. And, Michael Chandler, I just don't see him coming out here and starching Tony Ferguson early. And I actually feel like this fight is going to be, a little bit more competitive than the line does indicate. Of course, you got to favor Chandler. Ferguson's now 38 years old. He's way past the end of his career. He's not looked great. And I feel like, Chandler has a very good path to victory in, taking him down and kind of controlling him. But, I feel like Ferguson can make this, semi-competitive on the feet as well. So, yeah, 9,600 is a lot. Like, it's a ton for Michael Chandler. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get there. So, if anything, it's going to be some Tony Ferguson at 6,600. If anything, I don't know if I can get to Michael Chandler at that price tag. It's a lot to ask for Michael Chandler there. I think he wins. I think he scores well, but 9,600, like, you're approaching, like, Amanda Nunes, Chris Cyborg territory, and even Alexander Romanov put up 112 last week, and that wasn't enough to get on the optimal lineup as well. So, yeah, I like Ferguson or pass for anything for me. We have Owen St. Preux going against Shogun Rua, minus 210. Fight is a good decision. This is a complete mess. Just a complete mess of a fight, and it's on the main card. We have Owen St. Preux, 9,200, Shogun, 7,000. I mean, we saw what happened in the first fight, which was so long ago. I think OSP shook him out here, either knock out Shogun take him down, submit him, get on top, TKO. I don't really give Shogun much of a chance here. He's now 40 years old, but with that said, OSP is 39 years old, so he's getting up there as well. OSP coming off of back-to-back knockout losses. It's just not a fight I'm overly looking forward to, but I kind of feel like this fight does finish, and I kind of feel like it finishes very early, and I kind of feel like OSP does finish early. So OSP, 9,200, I will have some, but as far as Shogun 7K, don't really see myself getting there. And then Chaos Williams going against Brown here. I cannot wait for this fight. This fight's going to be very good. Probably one of the more underrated, under-the-radar fights of the night. Chaos Williams, Randy Brown, both these guys, they're not really going to look to get this fight down to the mat. Randy Brown has not more than one takedown in any fight in the UFC. The most he's ever gotten in a fight has been that one takedown there. Chaos Williams, I like this guy a lot. This guy is somebody who I didn't really think was UFC caliber, making his debut against Morono, and as a big dog, came out here, starched Morono early, then he starches Abdulrazak Al-Hassan, and then you start to take notice, and you see that this guy has a lot more to offer than just going out there and getting a 30-second knockout. This guy has good cardio. This guy has good durability. This guy has good volume, and of course that power as well. Randy Brown's probably the better striker here. He's bigger, he's longer, he's fought the better competition overall. He's been in the UFC longer, but I do think Chaos Williams is a serious problem. You got to have both sides here. You got to think. I do think Randy Brown's going to be the minute winner here for the most part, but Chaos Williams, he's going to be live for a knockout at any point in this fight, and that really does lead me to liking Chaos Williams quite a bit at 8,300, considering one of these guys is very, very durable in Chaos Williams, and Randy Brown has been finished in 3 or 4 losses. So I like me some Chaos Williams there, 8,300, but I don't think Randy Brown's the worst play in the world. Core plays, Brandon Royval, 9,300. I like Royval here quite a bit. I think this is a really bad matchup for Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell is a guy that, unlike Royval's last couple of opponents, like Matt Schnell is not going to go for takedowns. He does not typically go for them all that much. He does not have the best offensive wrestling, and although Royval's takedown defense is very bad, I just don't see that changing. I think these guys are going to stand and bang. Royval's going to come forward like a madman. Schnell has kind of changed his style over his last couple fights, being more conservative. I think Royval is going to bring out the old Matt Schnell, and I think that's going to be to his detriment. Matt Schnell's chin has been, very questionable over the years, and again, he's kind of changed his fight style to kind of help out with that a little bit, but, Royval's going to bring out that war, and you do not want to get into a war with Brandon Royval. You do not want to go chin for chin with Brandon Royval. I think Royval knocks out Schnell in the first round at 9,300. Sign me up. Carla Esparza, 7,300. So this one's interesting. I'm picking Rose to win, but I feel like this fight's going to be very, very competitive, and I feel like Esparza is going to have success, and this is a play that I'm going to love in cash because I feel like at the very worst, Carla Esparza is going to come out here, get 5, 6, 7 takedowns, and I feel like she could still lose the fight with getting takedowns. It's all going to be up to, how long can she stay on top of Rose, and are the judges going to favor, a takedown here or there, or, Rose having success on the feet? Like, what are the judges going to favor? But I feel like overall it's going to be a close fight. I feel like this does get extended, but with Esparza at 7,300, I feel like the fight is going to play out a lot closer than that. Again, I like Rose to win overall, but that price tag really stuck out to me. Like, Esparza lands over 3 takedowns per 15 minutes. She looked like a freaking beast in her last fight against Yan Xiaonan. Big difference in terms of the ground games from Yan Xiaonan and Rose, but, Rose's takedown defense is really, really questionable, sitting around 47%. Rose has not faced many wrestlers, many people that want to take her down throughout the UFC outside of Esparza. Andrade took her down here or there, and then Zhang Wei Li took her down like 5 times. I feel like Esparza racks up a ton of takedowns here, win or loss. If she wins, I feel like she puts up a big score, and a loss, I feel like she has a good floor. So I really do like Carla Esparza. 7,300, I do like that play quite a bit, especially in cash games. Charles Oliveira, 8,500. This is a fight you're going to want to target. I will have probably 50% Oliveira, 50% Gaethje. I feel like both are alive for a finish. Both are alive for a very early finish as well. I just feel like Oliveira is the more well-rounded fighter. Oliveira, not only is he dangerous on the mat, like if this fight hits the mat in any type of way, the fight's over, but even on the feet, like he's very good, very dangerous. He has sneaky power. Gaethje kind of on the hittable side. We have seen Gaethje hurt before. We've seen him break later the fight goes before, and I kind of see it playing out like that, but Oliveira is going to have to battle some adversity early, and he has been as of late, and he's been having success with that, but Gaethje can very well knock this guy out in the first round. So play both sides. Not a fight you want to stack in cash whatsoever. I think somebody does go out early. Who is it? Not quite sure, but I do kind of lean towards the champ in Oliveira to retain his title. 8,500, I do like that, but a fight that you want to have a lot of exposure to. And then Chaos Williams talked about a little bit. This guy has a ton of power. He has durability. He has cardio. He carries that power. Just a lot of things I really like about Chaos Williams. The IQ's there as well. Just a very well-rounded fighter. And he's looked really good in the UFC. I think it continues here against Randy Brown, who again probably is the better fighter. Probably is going to be winning minutes, but I do think Williams is going to have opportunities to find that knockout. He's going to have 15 minutes to do it. I think these guys are going to go to war, and I like the more durable, the more powerful guy in Chaos Williams at 8,300 there. Getting into our GPP plays here, our tournament plays, we have Ovince St. Preux, 9,200. I think he rolls through Shogun. I really do. I think he finishes him early on in the first round. If he doesn't finish him in the first, I think it's in the second. Shogun, 40 years old, way past his prime. The dude's a legend, but he's not looked good. I mean, getting outstruck by Paul Craig, tapping the strikes against Paul Craig, getting 10-8'd against Paul Craig. I love Paul Craig, but no, that's not a good look, right? Ovince St. Preux, he's low volume, he's slow, he's plodding, but he has power. He has a great submission game. If he can get on top, I think he can have success. And on the flip side, I do not see Shogun having success in terms of taking down Ovince St. Preux. So OSP should win this fight. He should win it early on, 9,200. I do like that. Donald Cerrone, 8,800. Yeah, this is a very good fight. Donald Cerrone going against Joe Lauzon. So Lauzon's going to come out here like a madman, and he's going to try to finish Donald Cerrone very early in the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, half the round, right? Lauzon is actually very live, I think, to finish Donald Cerrone early on. Donald Cerrone's been finished in the first round a ton in the UFC. We had Morono finish him in the first round. We had Conor McGregor finish him in the first round. A couple other ones as well. And I feel like Joe Lauzon really can come out here and finish Cowboy, who's a very slow starter. Joe Lauzon is a fast starter. But if Lauzon has not finished Donald Cerrone in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I think Lauzon's going to slow down. I think he's going to start to gas as the fight goes on. I think Donald Cerrone is going to put it on him. And just on paper, this is a very good matchup for Donald Cerrone. I see why he's a big favorite. Obviously, you can't make him too big of a favorite because the guy has not won in a long time. It's been 3-4 years since he's won a fight, but I think it's 3 years. Yeah, but it's been a long time. But I think it's a good match for Donald Cerrone. So, but he could get knocked down in 60 seconds. But I think this fight as a whole is one to target. Tracy Cortez, 8,700. Yeah, I like Cortez here. I like the price tag. It's not too expensive. I'd like to be it a little bit, lower. But if Cortez wins a fight, she's gonna come out here. She's gonna get takedowns. Gatto, I'm actually really impressed with Gatto, and I do like her as a dog in terms of DraftKings. We'll talk about that. But if Cortez wins the fight, it's going to be takedowns. It's going to be control time. She's not gonna strike with Gatto. She's not going to want to be on bottom against Gatto as well. She's going to be on top, getting takedowns, getting control, and I think it's going to add up. I don't think she has a huge ceiling. She's not going to go out there and finish Gatto or finish anybody, but I think in a Cortez win, it's safe, takedowns, control time, 8,700. I don't think that's terrible. And then Rose Namajunas, 8,900. The only reason I'm putting her on here is because it's a 5-round fight, and I do think she'll be on her back at points in this fight in a good amount, but I also think it'll be on the feet for a good amount of time as well. And when it's on the feet, it's going to be Rose all day. I do think she can put up a very solid score in 5 rounds. I do think if there's a finish in this fight, it's going to come from the Rose side. Another reason to kind of like the 8,900. I do think she'll be pretty popular. It is a Rose Namajunas fight. She's going to get a lot of ownership, and that kind of scares me away a little bit, but 5 rounds, volume, potential finish upside, late finish upside even if Esparza does slow down from implementing a risk-saving game plan, and the much better striker. So I like Rose to win. 8,900, I don't hate it, but from a DraftKings perspective, it's more so Esparza for me. Just due to the price tag, really. Live dogs, we have Justin Gaethje, 7,700. This guy's the definition of a live dog. This guy's the definition of going out there and fighting for your money. He's going to go to war with Oliveira. And again, Dustin Poirier hurt Oliveira in the first round. Michael Chandler hurt Oliveira in the first round. Gaethje is absolutely going to hurt Oliveira in the first round. Is he going to get him out of there or not? We'll have to see, but I think he could. At 7,700, I think if Gaethje wins, I think it is in that first round. So I do like Gaethje quite a bit. Melissa Gatto, 7,500. I'm actually impressed with Gatto. Her striking is very, very good, very impressive. And then on top of that, her ground game's her bread and butter. She's very good off her back, and she's going to be on her back quite a bit, so she's going to have submission upside. If it's on the feet, she's going to have the striking advantage. Lots of things to like about Gatto in this fight. I think most likely Cortez takes her down and controls her for the majority of the fight, but again, Gatto, she's going to have opportunities here. So I do like Gatto as a dog, 7,500 there. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, 7,800. This is a weird one. This is a very weird one because de Lima's typically a DraftKings play that you're going to want to look at anytime he fights, but he's going against Blagoy Ivanov, who is probably one of the more durable fighters in the heavyweight division. This guy, Blagoy, has not been knocked out in 22 fights. His striking defense is not great. He eats punches with his chin, but his chin holds up. This guy has a brick for a head. It's going to be tough for de Lima to knock him out, but at the end of the day, this is a heavyweight fight. De Lima is going to hit Ivanov. He's going to hit him really hard. I don't know if he knocks out Ivanov, but it's kind of the chance I'm willing to take at 7,800. And as the fight goes on, I don't like what I see from de Lima in the second and third rounds. I think if de Lima does win, it's probably a first-round knockout. Again, it's kind of a dart throw because Blagoy Ivanov is so tough, is so durable, but this is a heavyweight fight. So I don't mind some de Lima. This guy hits like a truck, great leg kicks, and if he does win, it is probably in that first round. And then speaking of it wins in the first round, Joe Lozon. This guy, 7,400. I think he's very live in those first couple minutes of the fight, but that is about it. Joe Lozon comes out crazy. He's going to come out crazy against Donald Cerrone. Why wouldn't you? That's a great game plan against somebody who starts slow in Donald Cerrone. Joe Lozon, 93% finish rate. Donald Cerrone's been finished 8 times, 7 by knockout. If Lozon wins, I see it being very early. I think one of the more sneakier plays on the slate is Joe Lozon here, but I think he has about a round to do it. Pump plays, there's a couple that stick out you can go with, but the ones that stuck out most to me, Matt Schnell, 6,900, just because of the way the fight's going to play out. This is going to be an all-out war. Brandon Royval is a madman. He's kind of kill or be killed. Royval's very hittable. He has no striking defense. Maybe Schnell can clip him. And then on top of that, Brandon Royval has been submitted before. Schnell is very dangerous on the mat. If this fight ends up on the mat, Matt Schnell could be live for a sub. Just the way the fight's going to play out, I think it does finish. I'm really high on the Royval side, but Schnell, if he wins, I don't see him winning. It's going to be some type of finish there, so I don't mind some shots on Schnell in a fight that's going to be an all-out war. And then Tony Ferguson, 6,600. Obviously, you don't like what he's been looking like as of late. He's now 38 years old. This fight was a couple years ago. I might even just pick Ferguson outright, but he just has not looked great as of late. But Chandler, he's going to have a couple paths to victory here. I think on the feet he can really hurt Ferguson, but I think it's going to be somewhat competitive on the feet as well. It's just going to be Chandler landing some hard shots, and I think Tony can eat those hard shots. And then if it hits the mat, the blueprint has kind of been laid out on how to beat Tony Ferguson. Charles Oliveira took him down 3 rounds, controlled him, and I feel like Chandler's going to do that. But Tony is dangerous off his back, and on top of that, Chandler does slow down as the fight goes on. I don't know. I feel like this fight could play out a lot closer than the line does indicate. It's hard to outright pick Ferguson here, but yeah, 6,600. It's intriguing. It really you can do so much with that salary. So I don't mind taking a couple shots on Ferguson. I think Michael Chandler's absolutely the rightful favorite. I think Chandler absolutely wins, but it could be close. It could be close, especially if Chandler does not get him out of there early. It's going to get interesting. And then there's fades. There's a couple fades that stick out, but Norma Dumont's not going to cut it here. 9,100, just so much better plays on the slate going against Maisie Chiasson. I think that, on the feet it's going to be competitive. I think Dumont can take down Chiasson, kind of lay on her. I don't see much finish upside there. Just $9,100, just a pretty crazy price to pay there. So no Dumont for me, kind of fine with not having her. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, comment down how many DraftKings points you think that Oliveira and Gaethje are going to combine for. Whoever gets first, $25 to first. And also be sure to check out DFSbythenumbers.com. My content is coming out extra early this week. Again, I'm going out of town for the next couple days, hoping to be back Friday. Check out the DFSbythenumbers.com. Leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and we will talk to you very soon. Good luck for UFC 274. Let us make some money on this 15-fight card. And by the way, Andre Fiallo, Van Camp has been announced recently. No DraftKings salaries out for that. I do like me some Fiallo. So that's about it, guys. Good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.